started this hike on October 24th, heading south for mile 771. This first pictures were the Guillotine. It's a semi-famous spot. You have to walk under that rock. Hope it doesn't fall on you. Did 17 miles Cove Mountain Shelter. Stayed in my tent because there were fleas in the shelter. Had lots of sore feet and ankles due to the first day back with a 28-pound backpack. Saw maybe 3 hikers and a couple deer. No foliage to speak of, and that's what we had gone there for. The next day, I only made it 5 miles. Patty called with a problem with the trailer, and that killed a couple days and still didn't get it fixed. I went back on Saturday the 27th and got in 15 miles, hiked from 11 in the morning till 6 in the evening, stayed at Full Heart Knob Shelter. No wildlife. If I remember right, it was above Salem and 360-degree view from the shelter, and it was like city lights or suburb lights for about 270 degrees of that view. The next day was one of the most traumatic days on the trail. It was 5 miles down to Virginia 220, Daleville, where Patty was going to pick me up, and I lost my Klingman's Dome cap that I've been wearing for a year and a half. And I don't know how I lost it. It was on my sternum strap, and I got down there and it was gone. I'm sorry, I was too lazy. I wasn't going to hike 3 or 4 miles back up that mountain to get the hat. The next day, I did a slack pack northbound, started at McAfee Knob, hiked back to Daleville. It was 19.8 miles. It was really windy that day. Other than all the tourists at the outcropping there wasn't much to talk about that day. Just lots of hiking and lots of wind. On the 30th, I did another slackback northbound from Virginia 620 to Virginia 311, the McAfee Knob parking lot. Got to see Dragon's Tooth and Ridgeline. Rocks were terrible on that stretch of the trail. I saw people with dogs there at Dragon's Tooth. I have no idea how they got them up and down that climb. I couldn't hardly do it. I couldn't imagine some of those big dogs doing that rock scramble.
Well, here's your walk in the park there. Seems to me all the colorful trees are the little ones, the undergrowth. That's why you can't see it from the highway and the big views. Maybe a payday, that's why you're not doing this commentary.
On Halloween, I only did 8 miles. I got to see the Audie Murphy Memorial where his plane had crashed. Because I was doing these northbound one day slackbacks, southbound the next day, sometimes I run into people several days in a row. There's 3 women that I passed like 3 times. I've got a picture of them here somewhere in this video. It was Bushy Mountain was the climb that day. November 1st, did 16 miles southbound, passed a lot of boy rangers. I'm not sure what they were. They didn't look like Boy Scouts. I saw a kind of a scary family. I don't know if they lived on the trail or what. And then I saw this southbounder. This guy had a weird beard, and I ran into him 2 or 3 days. Last time I saw him, he was running down the mountain, literally running down the mountain without his backpack. He had left it somewhere. It's just a strange situation. But anyway, I saw him later. He was waiting on a shuttle from a hostel. How you lose your backpack beats the hell out of me. I did find out what happened to the guy's backpack. Some other hikers with him. He had left it on the trail. I don't know if he had to go make a nature call or what, but some other people picked it up and carried it down to the shuttle meeting place. Anyway, he panicked and ran up and down the trail looking for it. Somebody was trying to help him out. Last day I did 16 miles. Had a terrible one of those ridge line or ridge walks, just rocks. Turned out it's a lot like Pennsylvania on a couple of those ridge lines. And then my Uber ride was 30 minutes late. I thought I was going to get stuck out in the middle of nowhere in Virginia with no phone service and her being lost. She got there just as it was getting dark. And that's how that trip ended.
Well, here's a look at lots of yellow stuff. No reds. Occasional orange in there. Almost orange. But you look across the way, other hillsides, well, you pretty much see the green and brown. Looks like one out of 10,000 trees might be red, if that. Not very spectacular.
The end.